Ciao! As you can see, I am really enjoying this fine summer weather. I hope you are too. Before we get back to work, we have managed to create another one of our Foodielosophy episodes, and today we'll be sharing with you the recipe for one of the oldest recipes from the Napolitan tradition that we also serve at our restaurant. It is the Parmigiana. It is no secret that food is an important element of the history and culture of the city of Naples and for its people. Napoli was the birthplace of the pizza, mozzarella cheese, the ragu, and these are just a few representations of its culinary tradition. The Parmigiana is also considered to be one of the wonders of this culture. The history of the recipe must include some words about its main ingredient, the aubergine. The city of Naples has a history covering over 3 millennia, but this vegetable was unknown to both the Greeks and the Romans during their times in the city. In fact, the aubergine doesn't arrive to Italy until the 13th century via the trades with Egypt and Asia Minor, modern Turkey. It was thanks to the Arabic influence that its cultivation quickly spread throughout the Mediterranean. The Italian word for aubergine, melanzana, is born from the fusion of the Italian word for apple, mela, commonly used at those times to describe most foreign fruits and vegetables, with the Arab term badinjanan. At the beginning of the 19th century, we finally begin to see the first examples of the Parmigiana recipe that we know today and that has become part of our tradition. Lucky for you, that's the recipe we're about to show you. The history lesson is finished. It's time to get cooking. To make this recipe, we'll need the following ingredients: a kilo of aubergines, 800 grams of pure plum tomatoes, 250 grams of mozzarella, 100 grams of grated parmesan, 3 or 4 eggs, an onion, some olive oil, flour, basil and salt. After washing the aubergines, we'll need to cut them into slices about half a centimeter thick. We will then need to place them in a draining tray or colander, sprinkling them generously with some salt, then stacking them on top of each other. Finally, put a weight on top of them and let them sit for about an hour. After they have had their rest, rinse the aubergines well. Then let them dry on a tea towel. While we wait, we can begin preparing the tomato sauce. Put some olive oil into a saucepan. Fry the chopped onion until it's golden. Then we can add the tomatoes after blending them into a passata. Let that cook until it's nice and thick, then add some salt and some fresh basil. You can let that all simmer for a few more minutes. Next, we shallow fry the aubergines in sunflower oil. Before we start, we'll need to beat the eggs with some salt and pepper. Once that's done, we'll need to dust each aubergine slice in the flour. Then we will bathe them in the egg mix. And finally, we will fry them in the oil until they are golden and crispy, placing them on some kitchen towel to absorb the grease. Preheat the oven at 150 degrees, as we can now begin to assemble the ingredients we prepared in a tray. Start with a layer of tomato sauce, then a layer of the aubergines, top that with more tomato sauce, some fresh basil, some diced mozzarella, and then the grated parmesan. We can then repeat these steps as far as the ingredients will allow us, always finishing with parmesan, which will create a nice crust on top as it bakes. Our Parmigiana di Melanzane can finally go into the preheated oven. It will need to cook for about 40 to 50 minutes, making sure to turn it after about 20 minutes to ensure all sides cook evenly. When you take it out, let it cool for at least half an hour. But our mission is now complete. Buon appetito!